Good morning, guys. It is JAVID. I'm going to do a really quick vaping review for my pals down at PPV in Grand Prairie, Texas, off of the corner of Pioneer Parkway and 360. So if you don't know where that's at, you can always look it up, PPV Vapes. So that's a vape shop called PPV. I'll put the information in the Dropbox. I'm doing a really quick video for them. They have a really cool points reward system. So if you like that brand liquids, like I'll show you a bottle. What I'm talking about. So you see the difference. This is called a brand name. All right. So this comes out of a vaping e-liquid factory that is monitored under sterile conditions. This is called House e-liquid, and theirs is called OHMIES. And you have the option. It's just like, when somebody says House e-liquid, what does that mean? It means that you go in there and they mix you up a bottle, which has the same exact ingredients as this one. This is produced in mass quantities. This one's produced individually for you, for your taste. So it's a pretty cool little thing. Yeah. Sorry, I have allergies, so. Sorry about that. Anyway, I have asthma, I have allergies. If my curtain gets moved, um, no, I'm joking. I keep the place pretty clean. Um, if I have if I've been around like an outside cat or um, they've just mowed and that, not when they just mow, but after they mow and that all that grass has turned kind of nasty. So I have extreme allergies to that. I'm really sensitive to it, and it makes me want to sneeze. Not all the time, but especially animal dander. I'm just not. I've never been around domesticated animal dander. I've been in the country a lot, but I know we kind of kept our animals on the ranch pretty clean, and in the mountains. I live in the mountains. We kept it pretty clean too. So I don't know. It's just something about animal dander that just kind of it just to my nose. But primarily cats. So dogs, I don't know. I don't know why I don't have really an issue with dogs. I think people love their dogs and they have them and they wash them and bathe them and baby them and take care of them. So I've never really noticed a reaction to them. So I don't know what that means. But anyway, OHMIES, and this is called. What did she call this? Oh, wow, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. Yeah, so you younger ones will realize that as you get older, you're probably going to have to. This is called Beetle Juice. That's what she got me. She mixed me the Beetle Juice, but she mixed it, and I said I want some colada in it. So if you don't know what colada is a type of additive that's put into the e-liquids to give it a very cool effect in your mouth. So not menthol. Let's make that very clear. It's like if you were, best way I can describe it is if you were vaping on something that you wanted to mimic a popsicle, right? Or ice cream even. Or like it's a colada is something's on ice or whatever. I don't know really what exactly colada is, but it's delicious. And I'm vaping on my handy dandy patriotic geek vape. I'm a geek and I'm an American geek, and I've had this sucker since I think 2018. I want to say 2018. Um, yeah, I think it was 2018 I ordered it. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's 4 years old. And I've dropped it. Now, I did lose the little doohickey that's on the bottom. Finally, the other day, it snapped off. And it wouldn't have snapped off if I hadn't snapped it off. I was pretty aggressive with it, and I didn't realize it was going to come off. I thought it was the plug, and I was like, why is the plug stuck in there? I was real sleepy that morning. I pulled it off. It's terrible. So my own abuse of my vape. Do I abuse the vape? Probably. All right, so it's delicious. Betel Juice is a. I don't know how to describe the flavor. It's kind of like a strawberry watermelon, strawberry watermelon coconut. It's just delicious. Strawberry watermelon. I think it is strawberry watermelon coconut. Maybe strawberry watermelon and pineapple. I don't know what's in there. It's delicious. It's like I used to get the little things called tiger blood when I first started vaping, and man, I was obsessed with some tiger blood. I was like, that tastes like one of those red, white, blue snow cones, you know? So delicious. I'm vaping at 33 watts on my Aegis Geek Vape, Aegis Geek Vape mod. I don't know. It goes up to 80 watts. I don't know what I think that's what it says on the side of it. Geek Vape, and then it has Aegis on it because that's who made it here in the United States. And I have a Cerberus tank in there, and I've got the sub-ohm coils. They're so mesh coils. I don't know their exact ohmage. I guess it's here. I can see that it's a 0.4 ohm coil. It's registering at 0.37, so I think it's right on the money. Had it in there for about a week. So I'm going to fill it up for you guys. So the way you do that with the Cerberus is you just twist it off the top undo. These are childproof, let me see. Oh, it's childproof. So it's got a little locking mechanism on it. And yeah, they've got the warning right there. So they've got the warning on it letting people know, hey, there's nicotine in there. Right? So if you're an adult and that's not big enough for you to read, you can read it from way out here, so it's a big enough warning. Nicotine in it. So this is a big video, so I don't need to say that. It's not made for kids. I'll put that on when I click in there's a way I can do that when I'm on YouTube. So I'm gonna put on Facebook first. So I like to put them on Facebook. I think it's pretty cool. I have a lot more friends and followers on Facebook. YouTube is kind of glitchy. I don't know. You can put a bunch of videos up there, and then if you lose access to the email that's associated with that account, I have an account that's probably 12 or 13 years old, maybe even older. Went back from 2007 even, and it's just Will Johnson is the name of the channel, and so I have a Google email address that is associated with that account, and I can't get in it because Google, the company, will not allow me to get in it because my telephone number changed because I changed smartphones. That makes no sense. It's like, why would you've always been able to do it in the past. So it's something new that they've changed. And my question is why? What is it that, if I have videos on there, MMO videos, and I have 18 or 19, 20 followers that are consistently following me for the last probably 10 years, why are you trying to change my access to my channel? Why can't I get in there? So I've asked them so many times over the last 6, 7 months I've been moving. This happened to me before too. So it's something, I don't want to say it's intentional, but I think that it could be. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, why did they change it like that? If your smartphone, you change your smartphone and you decide to change your number at the same time, because that's what the salespeople offer you. It makes sense. Anyway, I mean, I've had it associated with a couple of other emails, and I've tried to tell them that, and they're like, they don't even get back to me about it, so whatever. But this is colada. We're gonna do it, build it up on the servers. I'm gonna do it on this one, and then I'm gonna do it on this one, which is RPM 2, and I'm gonna do it on the RPM 3, and or no, this is a Nord. I'm sorry, this is a leather encased Nord with a kind of cool little tank. I'll show you all that in a minute. Bumblebee's watching me like, you're talking too much, get this video over with. Why is the lighting's terrible? Yeah, 33 watts, 0.37. So let's do a big hit. Colada, when the vape comes out, when it hits your skin, it feels cold. It has like a cool effect. There's no heat to it at all. And to be honest with you, when you vape without colada, it doesn't have that, kind of cool sensation, but it's not hot either. It's just that it's like it's not hot. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people. It's like if you think about it, when you're smoking a cigarette, when when I light a cigarette, which I do smoke socially, I'm trying not to. It's I didn't do that for 10 years of vaping. I did not pick up a Stoke at all. But about 3 months ago, I decided, well, I'm going to test this because everyone says it's the same thing. Everyone says, well, you're just trading one habit for the other. And I was like, okay, if it's the same thing, I should just try to smoke them. I mean, that's how it affected me. I was like, okay, let me just try to smoke. And I think I'm addicted to smoking now. So like, I was so crazy and so stupid. Like, I'm calling myself stupid. That's a bad thing. Shame. I triggered myself. Oh no. Anyway, you know, I am kind of crazy to have done that because I have asthma and I have allergies from hell, and smoke is one of my allergies. And it's like, what the hell am I doing? But anyway, I don't have any cigarettes in the house. I don't have any cigarettes anywhere. I would never smoke in the house. My family would absolutely have a shit fit if I did that. So, whiteout. What the? Man, when people see me vape, they're like, dude, what are you doing? Are you sending smoke signals to the fucking next county? I'm like, no. I'm like, but my nickname was Aqua Lungs in high school. If you know what I mean. And now I use edibles. So now I just use the gummies. The Delta 9 gummies, have y'all tried those? I think they're shit. I mean, maybe I got a bad quality of them, but I picked up a pack of the Jolly Rancher flavored edible gummies from Vape City. I mean, I don't know if it was the quality, I don't know if it was that package or what it was, but I would eat two at a time, and I think there were 25 in each um, gummy, because it was like $9 or something, $9 US, and that was with tax everything. And anyway, um, I would uh, I would eat the two of them, and now granted, it made me feel tremendous. I mean, it took a lot. I have multiple sclerosis, hence why I sit in a wheelchair sometimes. Um, it's just easier for me to get around in a small, room. I have hardwood floors to accommodate me throughout the house, but thank God. But anyway, it does help with my pain. I'm not going to sit here and try to claim that it doesn't. I've used the sublingual drops from CDB Pro in Arlington off of Cooper, and it really helped. But the problem with that is that I can't afford it. I mean, there's no way that I could afford the medications that my doctors have me on. And then all these natural remedies that all of these shops are saying you should just throw away those meds because you could just use these for $200 a month. And you would never have, this combination of stuff for $200 a month. You'd never have to see your doctor again. That doesn't seem very, I mean, that's a choice, personal choice. But when a person has a chronic illness like remittent, relapsing multiple sclerosis, I don't know if that's the best advice to give them, even if they've not shared that with you. I mean, you don't know. what's going on with that person. So I don't know if a person says, man, I just need to get something that, I'm hurting all the time and my painless is just not doing it. I think you need to explore that conversation a little bit more before you make statements that are so bold that that patient will go home. And even though it is helping and it is substituting those pain medications, the cost of it really started creating a friction between me and my family. They're like, dude, you cannot spend $200, $300 a month on edibles and sublinguals and then start skipping your doctor's appointments because that's what I was doing. I was literally not even telling my family that I had an appointment lined up. I was calling to my healthcare providers and saying, I just can't make it because I'm just emotional today and I just don't feel like it. And blah 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 blah. And doctors will tolerate that for a while because you're calling 24 hours ahead, or you're missing it. Like a lot of times I just missed the appointment. Like it was terrible. I didn't even remember I had it. I was having so much fun on my edibles and my sublinguals. I was like, I don't need to go to no doctor. I ain't gonna bother calling. I ain't never gonna go back to a doctor again. It was terrible, man. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, but on the other hand, like, that may not be the best thing in the world. I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all talk about it. Like, talk about it on Facebook, down below, and talk about it. So we said we were going to we're at, Jesus, my eyes, I tell you, I just woke up now. And my eyes are it's a diabetes for you. We're at 17 minutes, so if you've hung on during the video all the way to here, I appreciate it. If you can hear my music in the background, that's called a balaban. That instrument is an instrument that I have had always had an affinity for, and I want to play it. I have tried to play it. I can hit my notes. I played the clarinet in high school, so I can hit the notes and make the sounds. And I've gotten to that point, make the note, hit the every good boy does fine with my reed instrument because it does have a reed. It has an interesting reed. It's like a duckbill reed, and what that means is that they've taken two bamboo um, shoots or some kind of wood. It looks like bamboo to me. I don't know what it is. It may be some other kind of wood, and they've made like a duck's mouth on the end of it, and then you just screw on the top. And I'll show it to y'all sometime in the video, or you can look it up. And it's also called the Duke, D-U-D-U-K. So D-U-D-U-K, or Balaban, B-A-L-A-B-A-N. That's the two names of the instrument. It's a very old instrument. You hear it in movies like 300. You hear it in movies like Gladiator, in the scene where he's with his hand, he's about to die, or he's almost going to go over to paradise, Russell Crowe, and his hands are going across the grains, the wheat. That's a really emotional part of the movie, and so they use that because the Duke and the Balaban almost mimic a human voice, like singing. It kind of sounds like a human like singing to you. It's very interesting. It's just very fascinating. It's very mystical. It's a mystical instrument, and it has a lot of lore behind the instrument, a lot of mythology and lore behind the Duke and the Balaban. That if you look in history and look in some of the older texts that are on the internet, you don't have to find a book. It will tell you, and you can find videos about it too, that it's a very old instrument. It's very interesting. So I'm going to vape this on the RPM, uh, again at 30. I'm going to do it at 25 because this says you should, and I'm going to lock it, but this says you should only vape these coils. They vape me it. And sucker's so hard for y'all to see it, I know. Anyway, it is 25. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. I don't know about these cameras. I'm not a photographer. So this does not have any evidence. Ooh, I better put something there or it's gonna. I'm real bad about coils. I don't know. I have ADD from it's from hell. It's from Hades or the underworld or whatever you want to call it. Um, I think it's from hell. I mean, ADD is like a terrible disorder. It's a neurological disorder that is actually provable by MRI imaging of the brain. It shows that we have it. It shows that we're sick. It's not like it's a questionable disorder. It's measurable by scientific medical instruments that people use to prove their multi-$100,000 accidents and their illnesses, and they know if they have MS or not, or if they're in a current episode of MS, or if they're not, or what. I mean, MRIs are extremely important. And so if that same instrument is used to understand ADD and to actually see the difference in the energies, the electrical neuronic firing, the synapse, that firing causes an energy of pattern in the brain. And so we can actually, because I am planning to work in that field, but we can actually look at the brain and study the patterns of neurotypical people and neuroatypical, or ADD, attention deficit disorder, or attention deficit hyperactive disorder, which they're the same thing. Just one has, and they can be interchangeable. I mean, a lot of professionals use them interchangeably, right? So a person, there's so many, and then they can have it just goes so, it's very deep, but my hair looks like shit. Yeah, what do you guys think? I'm trying to get ready for church, and I don't want it to look. I usually just don't care. I just fly. I have to slap some pomade in there this morning. Some of that got to be the hair glue gel. I mean, I had to put a lot of stuff in it to make it kind of act right, and it still act right. It's sticking up like puffed up back here. That means not puffed up. It's too thick. It's sticking out. Anyway, I gotta put my brush over there. I'm gonna drink a soda, and then we'll get on with this. So I filled it up. Cheers. And it is zero, so I don't have to worry about it. Diabetes, you really don't need to be having the sugar. These are the best things if you do not want to continue to drink soda. So if you're drinking, like I'm drinking a lot of soda, and this is got my youth, so it's sugar free too. You have to. My family's really good about keeping me off of sugars. They try their best. They can't monitor me all the time, and I was starting to eat a bunch of candy bars, and they don't know what I'm doing when they're not around me. So um, I like candy bars. Wow, the RPM2 is like you have the right coil in there, and it's not too old, and are burnt. The taste is wonderful. This one I just put in there, but I vape a lot. I'm a mad dog vapor, and that's sometimes me and my family I get in trouble with it. This is empty. I went through this as a 12 of the berry. It's 12 of the berry that's blue. I guess that means it's berry mint or berry cool, like the coolade, like this is. I don't know. You guys know more about that than me. I like these RPM2s, but I'm going to tell you the difference between the taste on this and the taste on this. So this is an American-made OHMIES Geek Vape with a Cerberus tank and Cerberus coils, okay? I taste every note of strawberry, coconut, pineapple, whatever it is that they're mixing in there. I think it's strawberry, coconut, pineapple. I'm not sure. It's delicious. And then with that colada, and it feels cool to my mouth, and the vape that comes out feels cool to my skin and my hand as it's coming out. This one, every time, even if I've broken in the coil, whatever I've done to it, and I know some people are not going to like what I'm about to say, because it is my personal critique or criticization. How do you say that word? I'm criticizing it. I'm giving you a con from me. Okay, this is my pro and con. This is one con, and I've been using this for a long time, maybe a year. So obviously I like it. It's like it almost has a rubber taste. And that's weird to me. I'm like, why does this one not give you any kind of rubbery plastic or any kind of taste like that? But this one, I mean, maybe I'm imagining it, but it tastes kind of like there's, I don't know, that's weird. Maybe my wattage is too high because then I could take this one, which is their RPM 3 by Smog, and man, you talk about delicious. Watch this. This is at 14 watts on this little bitty Nord. It's amazing. This fucker is, pardon my French, but that's why it's an adult video. You don't get any kind of plasticky, rubbery, or any kind of aftertaste. Just the notes come through beautifully. You taste everything you're supposed to taste. It's so much smoother. They really improved on the Nords. This one is genuine leather. It is not pleather or something like that. These are hard to find. I cannot find them on the internet. I tried to order uh, my uncle one, and then one of my cousins one. And I looked and looked and looked, and then the nice gentleman that I go to for my mods, he tries his hardest to find them. I mean, we searched on the internet, he searched on the internet for a while, and it was hard to find. So if anyone out there knows a website or somewhere that's selling these, um, mention in the comments, please, because I want to get another one. Because red is, this is like a burgundy. It's like a, I'll show you with the light. Oh, here. Well, I have the music hooked up with me. Alright, so it's not like a bright red. It's kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a kind of a German red or like a kind of deeper uh, burgundy, like a deep, almost burgundy. It doesn't have any purple in it. So maybe not burgundy. It's probably not a good way to describe it. Just a deeper red. And as you use it, of course, your hand and the oils from your vape get on it, so it kind of gets like a little bit of a darker red as you use it. It's pretty cool, but it feels good in the hand. If you like that feeling of leather or pleather, or just that kind of natural organic feeling in your hand, like a lot of people, the wood vapes used to be really popular, and I thought those were awesome. I don't know about y'all, but I thought they were pretty cool. This one has leather on it too, genuine leather, with our American flag. Interesting part about it though, I counted the stars on it one time. There's 25 stars, which I think it's because look how small it is. I think it would be very difficult to make it look beautiful. And also, you only see that side usually. You're not seeing this side. You're seeing this side, depending on how the person's holding it. I usually hold it like this because I like people. If people's watching, I want them to see that American flag because I'm proud to be an American. Um, yeah, I can say it and not feel ashamed of saying it, but I don't know. There was a time in which I was like, oh, better be careful not to say that, depending on what country I'm in. If I'm in the wrong country and I say that, oh, I might get in trouble. Might not make it back. Jesus. Lord forbid. I know I said that in a comical way, but I mean that, Lord. Lord Christ Spirit, Lord Jesus Christ, Lord Christ Child on earth, Lord, a representation of pure love of God on earth, God's love on earth. I beg of you, protect me when I travel, because I do travel overseas with my family. I'm proud of that. I'm pretty blessed that way. I wish that I could do it a lot more. It's been a long, long time since I've been able to uh, see my folks, my grandparents, and uh, just don't know what's going on with them. These are troubling times that we're in, and a lot of smaller countries in Eastern Europe and are being their freedoms and liberties are being absolutely violated. Um, and where my grandparents, great grandparents are from on my mother's side, um, they've been through that for so long that it's just hard to even talk about, because I've grown up all of my life hearing the stories and actually having to translate sometimes in public and understanding the horrors that people from certain places face. I mean, what they come here, they love it. They're like, my older relatives are like, oh my God, you have no idea what you have here, what you were born to. You have no idea that that's what they worked for. They worked very hard to get us here, you know, at the turn of the century or whenever they immigrated here. You know, I don't ask them those questions. It's none of my business. And they tell stories, but I don't like what year was that? What time was that? I don't do that. It just, I don't think most kids do. We're just like, wow. But I know now, looking back, what time of the centuries it was in the 1900s, you know, 30s, 1920s, 1909. And I'm thinking, how did they do that? They must have been extremely strong people, because with the travel industry, with the things that were going on in the world at the time, that they immigrated here, those people were, they had a stronger constitution than us. I think they were more tolerant, maybe, or more determined, because things were much harder back then. I mean, let's face it, we have made leaps and bounds and light year improvements with technology, with all of the things that science has given us uh, through God's blessing, a spark of imagination, curiosity to explore and understand um, this universe. We have absolutely made amazing progress in the last 100 years. And so I think it's a blessing. I think it's a wonderful thing for the human race. We have to continue that race, because we are a race. We are a family. We are a species on this big ball alone in space. We're a family. We're one family. That's a reality. Wherever you're from, if you're a mixed up person like me, like I've got like 4 different, you know, that we know of, and my DNA shows exactly where I go back to, and like I'm like the rest of Caucasian people. I go back to that region. That's where they've traced back my DNA, which I knew that because of my Ossethian roots. I knew that on my mother's side, it goes all the way back to that Eastern European Caucasus area, um, which I think this instrument is making me think about it a lot. Um, I have to be careful because it can sometimes dredge up memories that are so good that I want to just cry in joy about how much fun I had as a small child. They're wonderful memories. Just the mountainsides and the streams and the water that just comes out of the side of the mountain. You can just go up and drink it. It's pure, clean, filtered water, mineral water that just, every time I would drink it, I felt like I was drinking medicine. You know, I was like, this is vitamin water. What the? You know, when I got to the United States, I'm like, is this vitamin water that I was drinking? Because these vitamin waters that I drink in the bottle kind of make me feel the same way. It's pretty cool. Anyway, peace out. Go down to PPV and give them some patronage. You know, they're part of the old crew in your local community, your mom and pop shops, your brick and mortar mom and pop shops that literally have been here since the beginning of vaping, right? They've been here to help people stop smoking or lose weight or, you know, not eat too many sweets. Whatever your motivation was for trying this out. And if you're still doing it, that's a choice. If you're not, that's a choice, you know? I like it. You know, I was talking with one of my relatives that vapes, and another relative that wants to start was trying to quit smoking. And we were like, this is something that is enjoyable. And we know that it absolutely can save a person's life or in a preventative way. If they pick up something that is less damaging and less harmful to them, that's awesome. I think it's a way that technology is trying to, scientists, even the amateurs, layman scientists, not maybe as formally trained as some other scientists in other fields, but nonetheless scientists, chemists, um, biochemists, biomechanical chemists, mechanical chemists, engineers. A lot of people put their thoughts and minds into designing these and to make sure that they're not going to hurt us. Um, and so I think that we need to think about that. And if you want to think about that kind of stuff, go to casaa.org. That is CASAA.org. So it's CASA.org is what they call it. That's CASA.org. And just go to the website. You'll understand what it is. It's just somewhere where you can click on a petition and help us out. Help vaping community, help nicotine cessation, or people who want to use edibles in place of medication or whatever it is. That's the organization that's going to lobby for it. That's the organization that's going to do their dangest um, to educate the general public and get petitions together and do all those things. They do a lot of work for us to try to keep us able to vape. Because, you can't even do this in other countries. A lot of people don't know that. If you look at of e-liquid, every bottle of e-liquid, it will tell you not for sale in anywhere but the United States of America. And a lot of people like this brand in other countries. They have to, they have to get all kinds of laws and all kinds of stuff, you know, established and bypassed or whatever, however they do it. They have to, and if they want to vape that particular brand, and that's every e-liquid that's produced here. And think about that for just a moment, because that will make you, if you are aware, that will make you wonder, this is made and manufactured in China. And it comes to us to help us as a human race. Nope. I would never smoke a cigarette over that. I would never choose to smoke something that burns my throat, smells horrific. I have to go wash my hands like 2 or 3 times and brush my teeth usually after I smoke one. This smells wonderful. It's delicious. And every medical doctor that I have spoken to, what they've told me? I don't see anything wrong with that. I would much rather see you do that than to put a cigarette or anything combustible in your mouth. Every physician, and I see quite a few, I have some issues, and I see quite a few specialists that really know what they're talking about, are really well qualified to say, yeah, I'd rather see that. I'd rather know that you do that. I mean, they're all going to tell you they don't want you to inhale anything. That's just common sense. But when a doctor says, I would rather see you do that, and I don't have an issue with that, but if I find out, or if you smoke, I'm going to really, be unhappy. It's gonna hurt me, and I'm gonna be disappointed if you smoke cigarettes. Well, I guess that means it's okay for me to vape. So peace out, Javid, and peace out. Y'all have a good weekend. Whatever's left of it, Sunday. Better have some more fun before you have to go back to work on Monday. School's coming. Yeah.